Kestronath Coming, Prayer of the Rashan, Chapter 2, Whispers from Ma. We watched as she was cast out of the holy city by Xanto. The pain this brought Rala as she ran out after Kok. The way that Ionis struck down Rala through her anger. The curse that Ionis put on Xanto's children, and the fear in the eyes of Kok after she was cast out of the holy city. She ran away until she found a cave. In this cave was the demon Ma, who saw Kok in immense pain. He went to her and prodded his devious schemes, but, getting closer, he felt pity. Something alien to his nature. He sat next to her and said, Kok ja Kok, su des kaunes cum jo osi ka flok. Kok, O Kok, who is it that made you leave your flock? Walking inside, I saw my family all gathered around, chatting amongst each other. The atmosphere was one of cheer, but I couldn't get the feeling of dread out of my head. I saw my cousin, Ra, run over to me. His face was one of concern as he said, Naya, everything all right? In frustration, I said, Yes, everything is fine. Why does everyone keep bothering me? He looked back at me with a bit of confusion. I just saw you walking in after everybody else and with Papa, so I just thought, Yes, I'm fine. Anyways, what's up? Well, I got a new fighting game and wanted to know if you wanted to play with me. I shook my head a bit and looked down. Sure, Ra. Is it on your VR headset or... Yeah, we also made a cool little setup so me and Papa could play together when he ain't working out on the farm. I wish he could play more, but yeah, he's just busy. We both went upstairs to the family gaming room, where I saw 3 dusty computers and 2 VR headsets. One clearly more used than the others. He ran over and turned on the dusty one for me. His actions were all filled with excitement. Clearly, he hadn't had anybody to play with him in a long time. Donning the VR headset, the world around me and my worries all seemed to fade at once. It was a fantasy game, or really more of a historical fiction game. The game was based entirely on the Titans' stories. The difference is that we could have custom characters. We started off in an ancient city called the Matrian Citadel, the walls as tall as some of our largest skyscrapers. I was playing a Xantoian preacher with black feathers. My uniform was black robes with an amethyst purple stole. My weapon of choice was an orb made of pearl, while Ra played as a normal Rashan fighter. He almost seemed to worship the person he was named after, this sinner known as the Rashan, with the true name of Ra. We started to explore the city, seeing taverns with many people drinking, singing, and just all around being merry. Out of the corner of my eye, I see a pale man in black robes. His hair was very greasy black. His robes looked torn and tattered. He looked very sickly. I turned to try and get Ra's attention, but when I turned back to look at him, the man seemed to have vanished. He was gone. Ra just shrugged it off by saying, Must have been a random NPC. Yeah, but just something about him seems so different, though. Like I said, random. Just then, a prompt came on the top of my vision. It said, Read the flyer. A marker then marked a board beside me and Ra. I slowly made my way over there, looking around looking all around me to see if I could see the strange man again. Was he truly gone? Why would a game include someone so strange, so out of place, if not to follow? Then why would he be here? And with everything I've read or watched about this game, I've never heard or seen anything about someone like that. Reaching the board, I see a flyer. We're prompted to grab it. On it, it says, "Mercenaries wanted. No questions asked. Large payout." I quickly grab it when a soldier approaches me in Raw. "Adventurers, I see you've taken interest in the challenge. The mayor wishes to speak to you about this quest." Ra is excited and quickly starts running towards the mayor's mansion before saying, "Come on, Nye. Let's hurry up and get this started. Before dinner." I follow quickly behind him, running through many alleys and many streets. I once again notice the amount of detail the makers put into this game. It's quite impressive. The people seem to have actual conversations, and the flowers seem to actually move as though there's a wind moving against them. Getting to the door of a pristine, gated white mansion, a soldier stops us before Ra flashes the flyer. This prompts the guard to let us pass. Running through the large door separating the dirty streets, we see a marble floor with a red carpet lining the center of the large hallway. At the end of this grandiose hallway is a wooden door with a riveted gold door frame. Walking up to the door, we hear a commanding voice talk to one that speaks with many. Knocking on the door, I get a feeling that someone is watching me. I turn around and once again I see the same figure from earlier. His head is bowed in solace as he disappears into a mist. The door swings open as we see the man we waited on, a tall, bearded human known as Mayor Sir Albert. He invites us into his beautiful, oak-filled office. The desk and furnishings with their intricate designs exemplify his wealth, contrasting the common folk outside these walls. He gestures his hand towards the seat. "Come in. I assume that you're here for the mercenary work. Kayo tozu tau tingpak. Kaya honi krapayo twi kadotoni kobulto u." I'll give you 2 options. Go with cautions and meet my beast, or go east and check out the rumors of an Ermelasian threat amassing. For some reason, the way he said it sounded wrong, almost like a twisted prayer. As he continued speaking, I couldn't get the feeling that something was wrong out of my mind. The flowers began to have a dark shine. Ra's fur began to shine like it was covered in an oil. I start to hyperventilate as I removed this burning mask from my face. I tried to hide the fear by saying, "Ra, I'm hungry. Let's go see where they are on the barbecue." Ra just kind of shrugged before heading downstairs with me. On our way down, we ran into Mama, lackadaisically on her way to grab us. "Oh, there you two are. What adventure did you two just come from now? Fighting the great Kabul in a perilous journey to save our homeland of Ionis? Or was it to reunite the lands of Murzim?" "Mama, we were just starting our adventure, but the food smelt too good." "Well, I have some good news for you then. Food's ready. You kids ready to eat? We're all outside by the gazebo." We began making our way outside to the warm summer air. You could hear chatter amongst the family, chatting up over what happened since last they spoke. Birds chirping and singing their songs, trees dancing in the occasional breeze. You saw all types of people there, new and old, both in age and time with the family. You saw an amalgamation of races from Rashan to human. Some were large, others were small, but all were happy. Something not commonly seen in the world of metals, space, and loud noises. But here, out here where the world seems to be free, nature has reclaimed most of the seeable world, remade it into her own. Nijun, truthfully, has shown her beauty here. Even when we are light years away from our ancestral home, she finds a way to show her beauty when you look. Mama once said that out here, we're closer to Zemur, though I always felt like we were closer to Kestronath. But out here, where the air is free of soot, smog, and spacecraft, I think I finally understand what she means. On this random farm, in a random part of a backwater planet called Kakan, where the only major city of New Maylene exists in spite of the people who inhabit the rest of her, I see Nijun. I see her beauty, her life, and her wants, her love. I hear her call as I eat. I hear her beckoning for me to enter the woods. Come, my words are like a hum. Walk, don't run. Otherwise you will not see the fun. Slow, do not miss my doe. Dear, there is nothing to fear, for it is I, Nijun. I will see you soon. After I finished eating, I moved ever so closely toward the tall grass and colorful flowers that surrounded the property. The woods went on for what seemed like forever. I took one look back at my family before stepping 1 foot into the tall green grass that appeared to part for my entry. Each step sounded of hands moving through hair and felt like walking on a cloud. Time seemed to be non-existent, a concept like a dream, something we all experience yet don't understand. After an unknown amount of time, I see a Xantoian singing a gorgeous song, one covered in perfectly white feathers. Standing in the middle of a clearing with a baby blue sky overhead and a cave, one comforting and dark, with a fire lit inside, flames dancing to the songs of the Xantoian. The closer I get to the Xantoian, the more I saw into the cave. There was another Xantoian, and a man, comforting her. I saw the man hug her before I looked back at the person I was there with. No longer was she the Xantoian, but the man, skin pale and hair black, stood there and stared at the cave. He said, "It was here that to me showed fear. I should have never gotten near. You see, my little doe, I was ignorant. I did not know. Queen Pilo never should I know nor hate. But I guess that was my fate. So now I'm here to say I'm sorry, and you should return to your party. Just as I miss my son, I hope the battle is not won. So as to you, the world with you will be made anew." With that, he knelt down and looked into my eyes. They had fear, pity, and a dark feeling I couldn't comprehend but felt wane. He said with an emotion I felt he'd yet to experience until now, "Naya, where the world will take you will be higher. But with heights come fear. Pray my son is not near." The man turned me around and walked me to the edge of the woods and said, "That is your flock. Tell them you love them, for there is little time, tick-tock. A long time ago, I saw her sow, asking, 'Would you like to live forever?' Now I ask you to be better. Better than I, better than a lie, better than a feather, better than the weather on a cold winter's night, better than the wind howling, growling, pounding against your house, better than owl on the hunt for a mouse, better than me. Now go, be free, then you'll see. It was me, it was I, but now not a lie. Make better as I don't, because he is not one to condone. And with this, I stepped out of the woods and back into a realm that I was familiar with. I saw some eating, others chatting, and then Mama helping clean. I saw Uncle Hana come out with a few boxes of fireworks and shout, "Who's ready to blow some stuff up?" As Mama stares at her brother with disappointment. All the kids shout, "Me, me, me," before he hands us sparklers and poppers. He throws the poppers at, we throw the poppers at each other's feet, and we write our names in the air with the sparklers. And as the sun begins its final descent for the day in the distant horizon, Uncle Hana gathers us all to show us his firework display he had meticulously crafted. Time slows as we hear a thud and watch the first shot rise in the air, the trail spiraling, creating a screw pattern all the way up, until there was an explosion of gorgeous whites, pinks, and yellows. Others show a giant display of off-whites and reds. Every color of the rainbow gets its turn in the air, and as the last shot is fired, we see multiple streaks of light blue across the sky as the final shot illuminates a large armada. Hey Murzimians, Kestronathians, and all other creatures of Zidon. Just want to thank you all for helping me get where I am now. I know I'm not a big YouTuber, but for the few people who do watch my channel, I just want to say thank you. And for those that come later, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you for taking the time to listen to my audiobooks. And if you guys have any corrections or anything like that, please write them down in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to, because I'm going to eventually upload the rest of these. So just tell me what you guys think. Always give me corrections. Criticize my work, please. I would greatly appreciate it. Anyways,